very good afternoon to the esteemed panel of dignitaries. I, Rashi.
And I, Rishabh, welcome you all to this question-answer session with our panel of dignitaries.
Today we have with us Mr. Pankaj Mahindru, Chairman, India Cellular and Electronics Association.
Mr. Sandeep Bhargav, Executive Senior Vice President, Vodafone Idea Limited.
Without much delay, we would like to open the house for questions.
A very warm good afternoon to one and all present here. My name is Vasvi Khullar and I am pursuing MCA from this college. So my question is to Mr. Pankaj sir. Sir, right now many students are coming up with the idea of startup. So what piece of advice would you like to give to them so that they become a successful entrepreneur?
You know, we were just discussing this, that the skin in the game is very important for the entrepreneur. And for a startup, it is, you know, everything he or she has just goes into it. So it's no working hours. You know, I, for example, start work at 4 in the morning, right? And but I finish by about 8, 9 in the evening, and that's when I've reduced my work hours. So startups are, you burn on both ends, right? That is one. Second is, it's very, very important to have a good mentor group with you. Seek them out and take advice, but follow your instinct.
Thank you, sir.
Hello sir, my name is Ashna Khanna. I am from MCA second year. My question is, what is the current employability status in telecom sector?
We've gone through a very bad downturn, very, very bad down, especially services. In mobile phones, it was very good because a lot of new companies came, so a lot of jobs were created. So in fact, the mobile handset manufacturing industry created about 7 lakh new jobs in the last 3-4 years. Services sector, I think the bottom has been hit, and now the only thing is that it'll improve. At the entry level, however, it's not that bad. Jio was recruiting a lot. I think that's come to a halt now. So overall, I think the scenario is not that good, frankly. It's not that good. Still, this industry has suffered because of consolidation, predatory pricing, etc. So we are going through a very bad time.
So my name is Tushar Mehta, pursuing MCA first year. So my question is from both of you. So what are the steps taken in your organization to encourage your employees to go for better ideas, creative ideas?
So it's as far as my organization is concerned, Vodafone Idea Limited, like we leave it a free environment for people to talk, discuss. We have an internal Facebook now, basically, to share the thoughts and ideas on the workplace itself. So it's not Facebook basically by that name, but it's a kind of a workplace area where you can leave your thoughts. And these thoughts then they are taken up strategically across the boards, which department it concerns, and formulated into alternate strategies and then really implemented if they are really taken up. For my own example, like a year and a half ago, we had a workshop at IIM Ahmedabad for 7 days. And we as a group had come out with lots of ideas in terms of developing apps, which Vodafone can pursue those apps and really launch it out commercially. So a couple of them thoughts came in, and we have one wonderful idea which has originated from those workshops was Sakhi. Sakhi is an app which I'm sure is a service which is coming from Vodafone Idea, which caters to the women's safety basically, where you can keep certain 10 set of numbers into that system. So if you are in distress anywhere, any location, and even there is no balance in your phone, for example, you can reach out and inform those people so that wherever you are with the basis of your location, you can be traced and necessary help could be provided. So these things only came in from a free flow of ideas within the organization, which really brought up forward, and it became into a successful service from our side as of today.
You know, but a piece of advice that when you are going to be an employee somewhere, the focus should be very narrow. You know, I think Indians are too innovative. That is a problem, because when you see the success of China, Japan, etc., They are very single-minded on the task which is given. So I would go a little bit towards that side, that our horizontal thinking is too much and we are not deep enough. So I think that is a quality which we need to develop actually. Yeah. Sometimes not to be too innovative, Let's get the job done.
Just add what Pankaj just said is the question of being a generalist or a specialist. So mostly foreign countries, we have seen that they are very, very specialized. If they are into a job, into a funnel, they will only look after that, not horizontally across. So we need to really develop that acumen that we remain specialists for a longer time rather than being generalists. But as you grow up in the hierarchy, in the pyramid, top of the pyramid, then you may have to do some kind of a generalist kind of a role. So especially at your age, your start of the career, I think you should be more of specialist in nature.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Yashvi and I am pursuing MCA. My question is to Sandeep Bhargav, sir. Sir, how would you help your employees, actually new employees, to understand the culture of Vodafone Idea?
That's a good question. So even for the existing employees itself, it's going to be a challenge to understand the culture for each other. For example, Vodafone is predominantly a multinational which has got operations in many countries, and Idea is a homegrown setup which has a different culture altogether, which is more though it's a very professionally run company, but in terms of really culture, if you go employees understanding is quite different. So when we talk of new people, so we are trying to imbibe them into a united culture of both of us, like Vodafone and Idea. So they have best practices on their side, we have best practices on our side, and try to make the best of it when the new recruits are coming. Unfortunately, the recruits are less as of today in terms of entrance into the company, but for the existing people also it's a challenge, and we are also trying to learn those cultures from both sides and pick the best out of the two and then move forward. So a lot of interactions are required amongst the people. Sometimes there are confrontations, sometimes there are acceptance, but definitely yes, there is quite a diverse. It takes time. It's a time-bound process actually. You can't inject it as a culture into any individual into the organization. Over a period of time, when you set your processes, when you set your procedures, people try to go through those and try to abide by that culture. So that develops into a combined culture.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Mitali Garg. I'm a BCA second year student. My question is for both of you. What is the scope of this sector in the next 5 years?
I think the scope is tremendous. So if you see the telecom sector, for example, telecom has graduated from the origins. If you look back, CDMA, then there was parallelly 2G developed, 3G, 4G. We are getting to 5G. You're also started hearing about 6G. So definitely the technology is unabated. It's not going to stop. It's just goes on. Only thing is we have to adapt to those technologies, make our infrastructure, make our regulations adapting to those technologies. India has a challenge sometimes where the regulations don't allow these technologies to persist or to really come up into the place. So my thought has been that there should be innovation in regulation also, so that while the technologies come across, the regulations also develop to such a manner that they are competent to each other or they are complementary to each other. It should not so happen that with the technology coming in, you stop it because the regulation doesn't allow you. So you really have a roadmap of the regulations. Technology is like well known amongst few companies. You have a roadmap of your technology. Try to make it together so that the growth is there. So definitely new technologies will come into this country. We have to adapt. We have no other choices but to adapt these technologies and move forward, because if we have to be a player in the entire global arena, I think you need to be the first to adopt technologies, which is happening from 5G onwards. I think we'll have a lot of indigenization or localization into the effort, because a lot of patents in the 5G space come from India itself.
No, it's going to be incredibly interesting, the space. I think it's just a beginning, I can say. I gave you some numbers of manufacturing here and the size of the industry. Now, the Indian mobile phone industry is 180,000 crores and the Chinese market is 950,000 crores. So just for example, Apple sale in China is today about 350,000 crores. Just one company in one country. That's the size of the market. So we are moving towards that. And with 5G, every part of life, in fact, even these cameras, digital, terrestrial transmission, everything, robotic surgery, because 5G is the first original standard of mobile telephony. 2G, 3G, 4G were, evergreening standards. I spoke a bit more openly when we were in that room. But I don't want to cloud your thinking with it, but these were incremental standards. 3G itself started in 1999 with R99. Then HSPA, HSDPA, etc. There were many standards. What the industry kept doing is, with every increment, the telecom equipment guys, just started giving a spin. But 5G is something which is pristine, it's original, and there is no latency, virtually no latency. You can't notice it. So there is, imagine the world will be completely different with 5G. And we've already started working on 6G. In fact, India will take a leading position in 6G. So the size is going to be humongous. The industry is going to permeate every part of human life. Broadcasting will completely merge because you are not going to watch television. I think most of you are not doing much work on laptops now. Everything is finished on the smartphone itself. Laptop is becoming a relic. Televisions are going to be thrown away. People are going to look at this on the fourth screen. So the possibilities are amazing. Absolutely amazing. So the pain is short term only. The future is very, very exciting.
Thank you.
We would take this moment to thank the dignitaries for guiding us and helping us shape our future perspectives.
With this, we come to an end of this unmatched aura of enthusiasm, enlightenment, and intellect. Thank you.